Curriculum deals always bring me so much joy and happiness, as I'm sure it does for you too if you're a homeschool mama. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you all of the deals that I got on all of the curriculum when I made a trip to the homeschool store. So let's take a look. My name is Samantha, and on this channel we talk about all things related to homeschooling, our travel adventures with our family, and the lifestyle that we lead as believers in Jesus Christ. So if that is something that sparks your interest, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified of everything new that we put out, and we are so glad that you are with us here today. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the curriculum haul that I got when we went down to Houston, Texas several weeks ago. My husband and I were able to get away for the night on our own by ourselves. And if you haven't been here, we have 3 children. We have an 8-year-old, a soon-to-be 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So we stay very busy with our 3 little ones, and it is so important as parents and as husband and wife to make that time for each other. And so we did that. But my husband was so generous to let me stop by a store that I absolutely love in Houston, Texas. It's called the Homeschool store, and it's just a plethora of all different curriculums, anything that you could imagine that you wanted to get your hands on and just open up and look at it before you purchase it, which I'm a huge advocate for. I love this store for that reason. They have a huge amount of the Usborne books, which I know now it's changed to paper pie. So they have all of those. They have a ton of just homeschool resources, games, manipulatives. They have reads for mamas that you may want to get to encourage or motivate you. They have a ton of secondhand stuff, which is exactly what I got today, and we're gonna take a look in just a second. I feel like I should say I'm sponsored by the Homeschool store, but I'm not. It's truly just, it just brings me joy to go there, and so I want to share that joy with you. So let's get into the haul, all right? I have 2 big boxes here, so let's just open up everything. The first resource that I want to show you that I got was something that I had my eye on. I've had my eye on it for several months now. I couldn't bring myself to pay the price that Beautiful Feet Books was asking for this bundle, so I'm going to show you. I got Around the World with Picture Books. Now this is part 2. As you can see, I paid $26.10 for this book. Now, this does not cover the read-alouds that come with this. I believe, let's take a look. Yeah, I believe this one, it shows you all of the read-alouds that come with this curriculum. And I believe this one has 23, yes. So the hair's in the way. So there is a part 2 and a part 1 to this, Around the World with Picture Books. This is the one that has 23 read-alouds that go with it. Now, the reason I did not buy this as a set from Beautiful Feet Books, and I'm not advocating for you not to buy from Beautiful Feet Books. I think that what they're doing is absolutely amazing. However, if you go to their website and you look at this pack, it is almost $300. That is pricey. Now, I'm not sure when this video is going to go out. I do know that they just had a sale and that it is significantly less. I think it's around maybe $260 or $250 at this point, which is still a lot of money for a curriculum. I know that it comes with 23 read-alouds, and I completely get that. Like it's priced well for that because it does come with so many books. But I will say, if I were to go and buy all of these books that go along with this curriculum secondhand, in addition to what I paid for this, I'm still not going to spend almost $300 for all of that literature. The only reason I would tell you to go and buy that is if you just don't want to go on eBay or on whatever website on the internet, thrift books or whatever, to look for those cheaper secondhand books, then by all means, go to Beautiful Feet Books and get the pack for $2.60, whatever it is right now. It would save you a lot of stress and headache, I understand, rather than going and trying to find all of those books on whatever website that you buy secondhand books from. Only other thing that I would tell you is you can look up which country that you're going to be visiting. So the first one is Let's Visit France. So you can go and you can check out the books that go along with this at the library. Just go and request those books and they can get them for you. That way it's free. You don't have to buy anything. Just go and check those things out. So this is a way that you can teach from this curriculum without having to pay upwards of $300. Just go to a secondhand store close to you that sells homeschool resources, and hopefully you can get lucky like I did and find the curriculum and then add the books as you move along with the lessons. Now, for this is part 2. There's part 1. I'll show you in just a second. The countries that you're going to be visiting are France, Spain, Holland, Italy, Sweden, Denmark, Great Britain, Ecuador, Brazil, Peru, and Chile. I say Chile, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'd seen this on several other moms' YouTube channels that homeschool their children, and I love the fact that the good and the beautiful, which is typically what we use for language arts and math, they have so much geography interwoven into their language arts curriculum. So it's not that we're lacking in geography, but I really wanted to just dig a bit deeper into countries. And so I have this idea in my head about, maybe doing like one country a month and just kind of settling in on that one country. And like every time I introduce a new country, like I have this idea in my head of like, little flags for that country, maybe some little hors d'oeuvres from that country. Maybe we could take that day and cook something from that country, and just little decorations and books and kind of making the kids excited about learning about that country. That is what I envision. I don't know if it will come to pass, but that's what I'm thinking. So that's why I just really wanted this, because I love how Beautiful Feet Books takes a literary approach to teaching things. For us, we love reading books. Now, the only thing that I am a bit worried about is just because I am more of a just open and go homeschool mama. I do not like lesson planning, and I do not like preparing for our school day weeks in advance or even days in advance for that matter. So for me, this is going to take time for me to set aside and make sure we have all of our ducks in a row for our lessons that are forthcoming. We'll see how this works out, because this is going to be a bit of a challenge for me, because I'm very much just, okay, today we're doing this. And we don't really have lesson plans per se for the whole year. I just kind of gauge where we're at in the year and make sure that we're going to finish in the allotted time that I have given us for that year, and we just kind of go with it. What I was going to show you also is there is a lot of notebooking, and it tells you all of the things that you're going to need. So you're going to need colored pencils, maybe some watercolor paper, some watercolors, your notebook, and for us, we just use a composition book. I do not buy the notebooks that Beautiful Feet puts out. Just go buy a 99-cent composition book at Dollar General. That's all you need. You will see that it tells you how to use this book and how to notebook along the way, so that by the end of this curriculum, your children are going to have this fantastic notebook that they have made all of their own. Let's go through the first lesson I want to show you guys. So it says, Let's Visit France. And then it has all of these beautiful paintings. It has the lesson outline that you would do that day. It tells you what books to open up and read, how many chapters to read out of that book. And we're continuing on, and then it has a library connection. So in addition to the books that you have to get to teach this curriculum, it also gives you additional books that you can check out at the library if you so desire to kind of take a deeper dive into that country. And so we're continuing on with our lessons. There's more library connections where you can go check out even more books about this particular country, which I'm all about. So you can beef up this lesson and this curriculum as much or as little as you desire. Now, there is an art connection. So you could check out this book and check out more art pieces that are from painters and artists from France. And then, Claude Monet. Oh my goodness. So this is a little side note. My daughter is currently doing Language Arts 3 from The Good and the Beautiful. And we just finished Unit 3, and it was a deep dive into Claude Monet, and I just love his work. And so for me, I think I enjoyed her lessons just as much as she did, because we just learned so much about it, and it was so beautiful looking at the different artwork that he had done, and I just love Claude Monet. So I'm very surprised and very, very excited to do this. Okay, and so then we have Edgar Degas. I cannot pronounce these names very well of the different composers and the artists, because I have to say that I was not taught that kind of stuff. I can relate very much to Kieran Andriola and her book Mother Culture. There is a chapter called Twice Blessed in that book, and I felt like when I read that chapter, I was just like, oh my goodness, this is exactly how I feel, and you've just put it all into words, because I feel just as excited and just as blessed to learn this alongside my children as I hope they do. And so that's a good book. That's a good read. If you have not read Mother Culture and you are a homeschool mama, please take the time this summer to read that book. It's one of those books that just kind of changes the game for us as homeschool mamas. So definitely read that book. And you know what? I might just have to do a video on that book, because there are a few books that I have read that have just completely just, it's like you have that light bulb moment and it's just like, and it just speaks to your heart and your soul. And I might have to do a video on that, of the books that have done that for me, because there's several. Okay, let's go. Let me digress a bit. Okay, so you have all of these different music connections, Chopin, nature connection. Oh my goodness, you have all of these connections. This is very Charlotte Mason-esque, right? You know, composers, music, artists, nature. Books, living books, very Charlotte Mason. Okay, then we have French cuisine, okay? So we have, I'm not even going to try to pronounce what that is. I don't know. But something with mussels. Yes, mussels. Okay. I plan on doing something with my children. Some type of culinary, something with them. We're going to cook up something. But I don't know if it's going to be with mussels, because I honestly don't know if we could even if we can even find those where we live. I've never seen mussels anywhere, so we might have to press pause on that. Okay, and then it gets into Spain. I think a month, 6 weeks maybe. You could do this. Every country have an allotted amount of time, depending on how much you want to do and how much time you want to spend on that country. I feel like that was a very long description of this one book. We might have to do a part 2 of this video. That was Around the World with Picture Books Part 2 from Beautiful Feet Books. They are beautiful, and they have a ton of books, and I love this company. Next thing that I got, and I'm not going to keep you hanging because I've alluded to it. So Around the World with Picture Books Part 1. This particular curriculum only has, I think it's like 17 books that come with this. It's 17 read alouds that you have to go with this curriculum. So here are they. So this curriculum is a bit cheaper than the part 2 because it doesn't have as many read alouds, but it's still upwards of like $250. Like I said before, I think it is on sale for $30-$40 at this point. You know, you can weigh the pros and the cons. If you want to go buy the book bundle from Beautiful Feet Books, I do think it's completely worth it. I would buy it, but if I had not have found these. If you can find these in good condition, these are brand new. There is nothing wrong with either of these books. And then get your read alouds from the library or secondhand. I do think that you can come out a lot cheaper. It's up to you whether you want to do that legwork or not. So like for this one, this was $16, you know, and it's brand new. There's nothing wrong with it. This is a literary approach for primary grades. And I also want to tell you guys this. Both of these are gauged for grades kindergarten through 4th grade. Now, that's all relative. If you have a 5th or a 6th grader, I think you're going to be just fine. Like, they're still going to learn so much about all of these different countries. So, kindergarten through 4th grade, I will have a 1st grader and a 4th grader next year, and this is when we're going to do that, is next year. In this part 1, you're going to visit China, Japan, Thailand, India, Antarctica, Australia, Morocco, Egypt, Tanzania, and Kenya, and Ghana. Same thing, you're going to do a ton of notebooking, so have your composition book ready. Another reason that I also wanted to mention that I didn't buy the book bundle from Beautiful Feet Books is because I already have many of these books, and I didn't want to pay for the same books that I have twice. So like this big maps book, this is the main book that they want you to have to go along with this curriculum. I already have it, and there's so many of the read alouds that I already have. So I didn't want to pay the $250 for this book bundle for books that I already have. And so, same thing. I'm going to either buy these secondhand or I'm going to go check them out at my local library. If you do not have a good relationship with your local librarian, oh, I wish you would pour into that relationship, because I have a sweet, sweet lady at the library, and all I have to do is message or text her and tell her what I need, and she has it ready for me when I come into the library, and I just tell her what day I'm planning on coming, and she has it, and I just love that lady. There are several ladies up there that I just love. I love all of them. If you don't have a good relationship, get one with your librarian, because it's just going to make your life so much easier and so much more fruitful for homeschooling your children. The lady that I'm referring to, she loves homeschoolers. Thank the Lord, right? Okay, so art connection, nature connection, Chinese cuisine. So you have an Asian noodle soup, and you can do that with your children. It just kind of breaks up the monotony of the school week whenever you can just kind of take some time aside from your lessons, get in the kitchen, cook something up with them. It's so much fun. My kids love cooking with me. Even my 3-year-old, when I'm cooking something, if she sees me step over in that direction, she's like, "Mama, I help you cook?" And I'm like, "Of course you can." And you know, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes there's more of a mess, but these are what memories are made of, and I never want them to think that they cannot come help Mama when she's doing anything. So, I say yes a lot. Moving on, we have Health, Safety, and Manners 3. Now, this is from Abeka. This is put out by Abeka. We have done Health, Safety, and Manners 1 and 2, and both of my children have done that with me. This is one of their favorite subjects that they love doing. It covers everything, health, safety, and manners. So we're going to continue on with that. Now, I got this for $13. This is secondhand. It's brand new. It has not been written in. It is there is no flaws whatsoever in this book. So I love that. I love how Abeka always puts scripture into their lessons, and how they always relate everything back to the Lord. That is something that I I really believe in strongly with homeschooling our children. That's one of the major reasons why we do it. So I love how they do their health, safety, and manners. It just talks about all kinds of stuff. It gives you all kinds of the breakdown on foods to eat, exercise, a healthy diet. Looks like we're going to get into some minerals, illnesses, parts of the body, your sugar intake, choosing joy. Oh my goodness. So yeah, weather, lightning, it's kind of a catch-all for anything that you could think of to talk to your kids about, like fire safety. And so for me as a mama and as a teacher, it prompts me to have those conversations with my children about, okay, we're going to do a fire safety plan. If there's a fire in our house, what are we going to do? And we've even had fire drills in our house where we practice that, where we go over our emergency plan if we were to have an intruder, a fire, an emergency. We go over all of this stuff. So this book opens up a lot of those conversations that you might otherwise not think about, and we love it. This is one of our favorite things. I don't think that we will ever stop doing health, safety, and manners. We usually fly pretty fast through it in the first to second quarter of our year. And after we finish, it just gives us more time to focus on science and history. We love this. Got it at the homeschool store. Didn't have to order it from Abeka, which you're going to pay so much more for it if you did. The next thing that I got was Our American Heritage. Now this is by Abeka also, so this is history, and this was $20. Nothing wrong with this at all. I am a bit eclectic when it comes to science and history because I have several different sciences and several different histories that I absolutely love doing with my children. Abeka is one of them. Now, the reason that I love Abeka is because I don't buy the parent guide. We only buy the textbook that they put out, and we do it as a read aloud. I don't do anything extra that Abeka asks for. We don't follow their accreditation program or anything like that. I simply buy this and do it because we love it. It's very straightforward. We take turns reading and discussing. We go at our own pace. And that's what we like about it. Now, there is another history curriculum that I absolutely love by Generations. We are currently doing, oh, it's over there. It's the, hold on, I have it, just a second. It's the Taking Jesus series that Generations puts out. We're currently doing level 1 of this book, and as soon as we finish level 1, we will go into level 2. I do this with both my kindergartner and my present 3rd grader. Next year, like I said before, I'll have a 1st grader and a 4th grader. Now, this is how the spread of Christianity went through all of the world, and it has 6 levels to this curriculum, the Taking Jesus curriculum. And I didn't buy this. I'm kind of going off on a side note for you guys, but I'm telling you this because we do this history and we do this history because they don't go together. Like they're 2 different subjects, if it makes any sense. Like this is the story of America, and Abeka interweaves the Lord in this so much. Abeka does a really good job of how this country was founded on the Lord and religious freedom and all of these things. But Generations tells specifically about people and how they affected the spread of Christianity into all of these different countries. So this is in addition to this, if that makes any sense. So this is why we do several different histories in our homeschool, and my kids are fine with that. Now my son, he did preschool, and he did, let me think. He did Abeka 1 1st grade history as a preschooler. As a kindergartner, he's done, let me think. That would be Abeka 2 history. that we're currently doing right now. We're almost done with that. So next year he'll be a first grader, and he's going to follow along with us in third grade history with Abeka also. This is the map skills book that goes along with the American Heritage book, and we are going to do this. This was $5. There was absolutely nothing written in it. $5. I got this because my daughter loves doing stuff like this. She loves it. We have a book from Abeka that we have right now, and it's like an activity book like this one. And she loves to get that thing out and do all of these different mazes and puzzles and word searches and all kinds of stuff. What I'm gonna do is, if my son wants to do this with her, I'm just gonna tear it out and make a copy. I didn't see the point in buying 2 of them because I don't know if he's gonna be interested in this part of it. And if he's not interested in it, I'm not gonna make him do that. The only thing I make him do is sit down and listen as we read our lesson. But the copy work and the puzzles and the maps, first grade, I'm not going to make him do that. Now, when he gets into the third grade, of course, he will do that. What I picked up for him, because he loves to do mazes. This is one of his favorite things to do. If there's a maze, he wants to do it. So this is the Usborne Around the World mazes. I was going to say around the world with mazes, but this is Around the World mazes. I got this for $8. It was secondhand. And there's nothing in it. But I love the illustrations, and I think he's really going to enjoy doing this, and maybe he can do this as we're reading. Next thing that I got for him is beginning geography. Now this is for grades kindergarten through 2nd grade, and this is by Evan Moore. And this is just for map skills, landforms and bodies of water, and continents and oceans. And it's just very straightforward. It looks very simple to me, and I don't think that he is going to have a problem at all with it. But more of the same, just like with this book. I just want him to have something to do as we're reading, because this guy, he can be doing anything, and I don't think he's listening. And I'll ask him, I'll be like, do you remember what I just read? And he'll be like, he'll just start spouting it off to me. And I'm like, okay, so he really is listening. He looks like he's not, but he is. So he has to be busy in order to sit there and listen. And so this will keep him interested. The other thing that I have found that I need when I branch off and start doing language arts with both of my kiddos and then math with both of my kiddos, I usually let one of them go on a break as I'm doing the lesson with the other one. But I could also give him this to do as his sister is doing her lesson, to kind of keep him engaged in the school day and not go off and go play whatever. Even though I do that a lot too. We have different ebbs and flows in our homeschool, and I'm sure you do too. We'll see. I want to incorporate this somehow, but I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put it at, so I have to think about that a bit. Next thing. This is Exploring God's World, and this is by Abeka, and this is the level 3. Now this is the level 3 science. I got this for $15. There's a bit more wear and tear on this cover, but the inside is fine. Once again, from Abeka, we do this as a read aloud. I do not buy the parent companion. I don't do all of the extra stuff that they want to do. I would drive myself crazy if I did that. I do not like it. This is specifically a read aloud. Same thing with science. We do several different sciences. I have the little hearts and hands sciences that I do with the good and the beautiful. We do that. We have a generation science that we've been doing that we love. We usually do sciences pretty fast, so I wanted to have this in case we finished. This is going to be a backup, and I've been looking through it, and I actually love the way that it's done. I got these Art A books. These are also from Abeka, and these were $8 a piece, and I did get 2 of them because I wanted each child to have an art book. I didn't want, there was no way I could make copies with all of this. So what is it doing? It just, all of these different all of these different art projects that you can do. And it's not anything that you have to do every day. It's just, whenever you want to do something special with them, you can have them take this out. This looks really cute. And do this as just a little extra, maybe for like a fun Friday. They have like the Christmas story. So I saw these and they were secondhand and they were cheap and there was 2 of them and they were perfectly fine. So I was like, you know what? We could probably do a few of those projects. Let's move on to the second box. We are wrapping up quickly. This next box, y'all are gonna be like, what in the world has she bought? I have bought all of the books. All of the books. Because my daughter, as I have said in many videos before, she reads a lot. And I always have to keep things for her. I have Magic Tree House books. She loves Magic Tree House books. So I got all of these different titles. And I will have to say, she has already read, I think, 2 of these. I know she did Day of the Dragon King. And I think she did Polar Bears Past Bedtime. I think she's read those 2 already. She read one of these in one day. And I wouldn't say, I don't even think it was one day. I think it was like 6 hours and she had read one. And I was like, okay, well. And she was like, Mama, if you see any more Magic Tree House books, can you pick them up for me? And I was thinking to myself, well, there was a ton of them where I went, but I didn't think you would read them so fast. These were $3 a piece. I thought that was a bit high, full price, brand new. I'm not sure how much they are. Here's another one. Season of the Sandstorms. I don't know. Let me know if your child loves Magic Tree House books. I know mine does. And they also teach geography and history. Like my daughter has learned so much about the Revolutionary and the Civil War just by reading these, and she's very intrigued about those 2 wars. So for her to be able to sit down and read something that she's interested in and it also teach her, that sounds good to me. Okay, now the next thing that I got, and y'all, this is the one y'all are going to be like, what did she do? This is Adventures in Odyssey, the Imagination Station. These were $3 a piece too. Now this is more of a Christian-based book, I think. Adventures in Odyssey. I've seen it in many different places with Christian book companies. So I have to tell you, I have not. Yes, it interweaves God into these books. And my husband's like, are you done yet? It puts the Lord into all of these books. So these were $3 a piece and there was a lot of them. So I grabbed all of them. You're gonna be like, what is she doing? I'm trying to see where all of them are. Yes, so, ta-da! I got all of them. I got all of them because I think there's 18. Yeah, there's 18 of them. So I got all of them because I know she's going to love them. And I'm also thinking about my first grader as he gets her age. You know, I have a ton of books, and just like the Magic Tree House books, I really feel like that he will read these as well. But I'm also thinking into the future about books for him. I feel like these are 2 different series that he is really going to like, as well as his sister. I'm always thinking about the future with him and what I can reuse with him, and this is one of those series. If you have any experience with the Imagination Station and Adventures in Odyssey, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on these books. I really don't know. I haven't looked into them yet, and I have not given them to my daughter because I want to look into them a bit deeper, because I don't want to give her something that doesn't add up with our theology or what we believe, or if it's teaching her words that we don't use in our home. We have words that I just dropped that. We have words in our home that we do not use that other families may use, and they're not, you know, we just don't think they're very nice to say. So I really don't want her reading things that have those words in them. Let me know what you think. Last thing that I got, my battery is running down, you guys. I've got to finish this. This has gotten so long. Last thing I got were the Abeka readers. Now these are the 3rd grade readers. I picked these up because I was looking at this during the homeschool convention that I went to in Branson, Missouri, the Teaching Them Diligently convention. Abeka was there, and I took a look at these readers, and I almost bought them there, and then I was like, you know what, I'm planning on going to the homeschool store. Let me see if I can buy them secondhand for cheaper, and I'm just going to wait and go there. So that's what I did, and so I got Treats and Treasures, the Swiss Family Robinson, which I'm excited to read with her. On the Bright Side, Secret in the Maple Tree, Pilgrim Boy, Through the Seasons, and Among the Animals. She read several of the Abeka readers last year, and that's another company along with The Good and the Beautiful that I just trust their readers. And unlike this, I can just give her one of these and tell her to go read it. I have no problem letting her read this without me looking through it first. Now this, I'm going to look through it first, and I want your opinion on it because I'm not familiar. So I want to make sure that this is good literature for her to read. I know this is, so that's why I get them. I got these. These are for my son because he will be in 1st grade. So this is Strong and True. This is Down by the Sea. And this is Animals in the Great Outdoors. Once again, these are 1st grade readers. I can give him these, and I can tell him to go read. My battery died. I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it. I just talked too much, and I know this video has probably gotten really, really long. But I did finish my last book. It was Animals in the Great Outdoors. So I did show you the last thing before it died, but I'm not sure what you heard about my explanation for it. My explanation was, these are for my son. He will be in the 1st grade next year. And once again, I can give him this reader. I can tell him to go read, and I don't have to worry about the content. So that's why I buy the not Beautiful Feet books. Lord have mercy. That's why I buy the Good and the Beautiful readers, and that's why I buy Abeka readers, because I don't have to worry about the content in those readers. And I can just tell my kids to go read. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff, okay? I'm thinking, as homeschool mamas, we're always thinking about the next year and what we're going to do. I have some things that I am really thinking about switching up next year. I feel like that the season of life that we're about to be in is going to be completely different from what we've had this past year. And I'm not going to go into detail on that just yet. I'm just going to see what the Lord does and what we've been praying for, and to see if it happens. And if it does happen, I may have to rethink a lot of what I have thought was going to happen next year, if that makes any sense. So I have a plan for next year, but it may or may not happen. So I may have to completely rethink what I've thought this whole time, if that makes any sense. As you can see, I'm very conflicted about what our 2025-26 school year is going to look like. I don't think that it's going to be more of the same. I think that it's going to be very different. And I will also say for my 4th grader, oh no, my 3-year-old is up from her nap. Hey, boo. Come here. Come here. No? Okay. Okay, nap's over. 3-year-old just woke up from her nap, and she's going through this stage where she is insufferable when she wakes up, and it takes her quite some time to calm down. It's just a phase. She's not really done this before, but this is the season that we're in, so this is life. Where I was going with that was, I'm going to be doing our 1st grade curriculum picks and our 4th grade curriculum picks in the upcoming videos that I do. I have not quite nailed down my 4th grade curriculum. I feel like that we need a bit of a change, and I'm absolutely hating the fact that I feel like my 4th grader is moving into a season where she's going to be doing a lot of independent work. And for me, that makes me both happy and sad, because I know I've done my job as a homeschool mom because she can do this stuff independently. But at the same time, it makes me incredibly sad because she is the first child that I've ever homeschooled, and I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up that time with her. I don't want to give up homeschooling her. But at the same time, I know that I have a 3-year-old who is coming up, and she will be turning 4 this next year, and she is really wanting me to spend more time with her and to sit down and read all the books with her, which we do. But it also takes up so much time when I'm trying to teach 2 other children. So I'm definitely entering the season of motherhood and homeschooling where I'm having to juggle 3 different children who want to do school, and I want to sit down with her and I want to teach her, her letters and her numbers and colors, which she already knows her colors, but all of the things that preschool kids learn and that she wants to learn now. She sits down with the rest of us when we do our morning time, and she wants to do school. And she tells me, "Mama, is it my turn to do school?" And so I want to give her that. I want to give her that allotted time. And I feel like that in order for our day to move smoothly, I need to give up a little bit of my 4th grade time. Like, I've got to. It's just what I have to do. And I'm slowly understanding that, but I'm not embracing it. It's something that I've struggled with, and I will probably continue to struggle with. I'm still contemplating what 4th grade is going to look like for us next year. It's going to look different than any other grade that I've ever done with my oldest child. We're going to figure it out, and it's going to be okay. It's just, one of those things that we have to deal with when we have multiple children that we're trying to homeschool, but at the same time, we don't want our school to expand the whole day, every day, because, the reason we homeschool is so we can get this stuff done and move on and do other things that we love to do. But if you have stuck around for this whole video and listened to my rantings and my feelings and all of my things that are kind of rumbling around in my head, I thank you for that. I thank you for staying with me. If you have any questions about any of this curriculum, please let me know. I would love to answer any questions. I would love to do a flip through or whatever you desire, and I will link as much as I can down in the description box below if you just want to go and take a look at it or what have you. It's completely up to you. And don't forget, these curriculums that you see, you do not have to buy at full price. If you want to, of course, that's fine, but you can do this on a tighter budget. You can go to secondhand stores, you can look online, you can do all of these things, and it's very affordable. So don't forget about that. If it's out of your budget, you can always do other things. But I thank you so much for watching this video today, and I hope that you have a blessed day with your children. I pray that your homeschool plans for the 2025-26 year are going smoothly. And the one thing that we as mamas, as homeschool mamas, that we can do is to pray over the year that is forthcoming, to pray over the curriculum and the things that God would have us to do to teach our babies. That is the most important thing. So enter into a time of that. Let Him guide you. Let Him lead you to what you're supposed to do in your homeschool for the following year. It's all His anyway. It's all His anyway. He let us do this. He's going to see us through it. He will equip us through the journey. He's called us to it. This is such a blessed life to lead and steward these babies. I pray you have a great day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. 'Cause I know the way we're changing.